Hello, my name's Jack Woolf. I have self-efficacy theory. So my biggest takeaway with this theory is that motivation doesn't come from how well versed in a particular, task a person is, but rather the belief that they can complete it. And this basically stems from if you have a belief that you can succeed, you're gonna try harder. When things get tough, you're gonna keep going. Versus even if you think you're good at something, but if it gets hard, then motivation depletes really quickly. So that's kind of the whole baseline for this theory. But it's also my biggest takeaway because, you would think that motivation comes from, oh, I know I'm good at this, rather than, yeah, I can do this, All right, so one research insight that really stood out to me was from Erdan 2006. URDAN, I don't really know how to pronounce that, I would assume, But anyways, he studied adolescence. And so he realized that self-efficacy shaped adolescents' social comparison in a way like that extremely benefited them. Basically, they would see their peers, someone like of their own age, of their own ability, complete like a pretty hard task. And from that, their completion rate went up, showing that they saw someone similar to them complete a very tough task. But then that showed, hey, I can do this as well. From there, completion rates skyrocketed, modeling exactly what self-efficacy is, even at the youngest age. So when reflecting on my 3 strategies, one word kind of stuck out for me, and that was purposefulness. If you go through each of the strategies, the first one really explains about being intentional. The second one kind of talks about recognizing success, even in like the small wins. And the final is impactful language. With all 3 of those, you really have to be, purposeful. Like you have to see why you're doing this, because it's not easy to do that and all the time. But what self-efficacy theory explains is that by being purposeful in all 3 of those areas, like the 3, examples, you really see a skyrocket in success. So when reflecting back on myself throughout this project, the first thing that I realized is that I cannot remember a script at all because I've filmed this 50 times. The second thing I realized is that I'm very good at applying what I'm learning to instances in real life, because the more I think about self-efficacy theory, I see times in my life, as well as others, where it really is true, and you see the benefits of believing that you can, accomplish something. The last thing I want to propose to y'all is a question, and that is, how might motivation change if instructors and leaders focus more on building confidence through small successes rather than emphasizing and focusing on, grades and results? How might children, and even up, in the university level, succeed more, even in real life, even in the workforce? How might you succeed more rather than being held back by the fear of failing?